Good evening, Coach. Good evening, everyone. Open it up for questions for Coach.
Ime, injury updates, Smart, Rob?
Both getting tested in the next 15 minutes, and we'll know after that.
So still nothing.
Still questionable, yes.
Ime, Derek talked this morning about being a little passive, needing to play a little more aggressive. If he, whether or not he steps into Marcus's spot tonight, do you sense that out of him? And just how do you as a coach react to a guy maybe playing a little passive?
Encourage him to be aggressive and stay confident. He's a guy that does a lot for us besides just scoring the ball. And so the shots that are there, take those. A lot of times if your shot is not falling, you tend to drive into the crowd a little bit and you still got your mid-range and your floater and the things that he does well. But as I said, throughout the series or throughout the playoffs and since we got him here, it's not just dependent on him scoring. Obviously, defensively, he does what he does for us, keeps us versatile. And then offensively, getting into the lane, one of our best 0.5 guys, moves the ball and creates shots for others. So doesn't always get the stats at times, can make the hockey assist, and it's not just relying on him scoring, but we do want him to be aggressive, especially when teams are going to load up off the other two.
Ime, after game one, you talked about your team winning 3 of the 4 quarters. It's kind of become a talking point in the series moving forward. I think that the Heat's only won 2 of the 12 quarters. Is that something you guys look at independently as framing the quarters and winning the quarters, or is that just something that came out?
A little bit of both. We want to hold teams to a certain number in quarters, and I know when we do that and we have an average quarter, we're usually in good shape. But more so than that, it's really being consistent. And obviously the quarters that stand out, we've been severely outplayed. And so 38-19, 38-14 or 39-14. And so those ones stand out. I mean, it's not really about the quarters. It's just about being consistent, not falling off a cliff the way we did in those 2 quarters when our offense is not flowing. And the turnovers obviously helped that and hurt our numbers defensively, but more so than anything, we like to keep teams in the mid to low 20s per quarter. And those have been 2 quarters that really stood out.
Having Rob, whenever he does play, how much does that help alleviate when guys, we talk about over penetration, as far as when they get into trouble, him being an outlet for them to have, and how much is that kind of masked a problem of over penetration over the course of the season?
Yeah, he benefits us obviously with the lob threat and the rim threat there. Teams tend to not step up and crowd as much off him with the easy outlet there, but we do have some spacing that works well when he's not in there with spreading the guys out with Grant and Al. And you saw that in the Milwaukee series, so it works both ways. But he is a pretty good outlet there, obviously, and defensively, just a deterrent in the lane. He's our best guy overall, reading when to help, when to stay with his own, I think. But you can notice that other teams are looking for him when they penetrate to the paint on the other end as well.
Your live ball turnovers tend to start high for you guys early in the series and then kind of gradually decline. Obviously, last game was a big exception to that. What has it been so far in the playoff run that you guys have been able to figure out to get those down? And what do you think you need to do against Miami?
Just showing film and seeing the outlets that are there. Jason and Jalen have seen it all year, so it's nothing new as far as teams loading up and trying to take them out and make others prove it. So sometimes it's just as simple as going back and looking at the outlets, 1 or 2 dribbles too many, and over penetrating and getting caught in those crowds. And so as you saw the Milwaukee series, we really pointed out, driving pump fake or driving closeouts, making the extra pass and trying to get wide open shots instead of semi-contested ones. And those are pretty evident in the last game as well with the over penetration. A team that's physical and likes to hold, grab, and get a lot of deflections played right into their hands at times by over dribbling.
I know you said both are going to test it, but with Marcus, is his swelling down? How is the ankle looking? Was there any testing? And how is he feeling today?
He hasn't tested it yet. More so treatment than anything. Pretty swollen, but he's a guy that plays through a lot, and so you can't determine it based on how it looks. It's his mobility more than anything, and he hasn't done that yet. Just more so trying to get the swelling and pain down, and then we'll give it a go here in the next 10 minutes. But it is quite swollen.
Same question with Rob. How's the knee, and is the swelling still there?
Improving every day. The extra day or two of rest, not playing obviously helps. With him, swelling is minimal. It comes and goes. Obviously, you play a game and it kind of flares up a little bit at times, but it's really a pain tolerance thing and agility as well. Certain movements hurt it worse than others, and so test it out here in the next 10 minutes.
And then Jason was also listed with an impingement. Is that an issue that's going to be watched forward?
No, he's good to go.
Thank you.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.